In case anyone needs it or comes later. On the hiring update, hey, totally, we're just getting started, so you didn't miss anything. We have a handful of applications in already, and I'm still waiting on a proposal from the consultancy. So once we have that, we can sort of start making decisions, and as appropriate, maybe we'll loop in Mark from IA to see his thoughts on the consultancy. Other than that, the project coordinator job description went to the steering committee for review, and they had some comments, and so we're working on those. I think it's pretty close to having something ready, and then we can send that out. And then we just need to finalize any last edits to the system admin from the Doris Duke grant, and then we can get that to the steering committee as well. Other than that, I don't have that many issues. Eventually maybe we can just go through some quick updates and then just talk about what we want to do with the Milestone 2 release. I was hoping that Dan would be here. I don't think he has that much to update on the Ansible stuff, but I can just double check to make sure that's correct. Otherwise, I think we're pretty set in terms of the like testing out the ingesting from Internet Archive, but we just need to make sure that we understand what's happening on staging versus the Ansible stuff. Totally, do you want to give a quick update on the analyst side?
Sure. Not too much new. Report on NIOSH, I've talked about it a few times now, is still the ball is over at the Washington Post court. They're still doing some reporting, but on track to be released sometime soon. Report on EPA hydraulic fracturing, changing language and information on that website. Clean Energy Manufacturing Initiative at DOE is in the pipeline. It seems like that initiative is still running, but they've obscured it, removed links, removed kind of pages. Yeah, maybe there's work on the Migratory Birds Treaty Act as well. I think, yeah, research team is working on updating their classifications of kind of changes, and Eric, I think, is still plugging away at like term analysis. So a lot of still kind of some of the similar threads that are still being pushed on. And I know there's kind of also a renewed effort to onboard more analysts. I think maybe there's like a time window by end of maybe beginning of July, could be misremembering that, where there's going to be like an onboarding session with like trying to get a few people to be onboarded at the same time is easier. So if you have any friends who want to hop on, send them along.
Yeah. But they have some people in mind already, right? I think they've been reaching out already, right?
Yes. Okay. So yeah, I think the point is I think there's 2 or 3 people that already want to join. So there's going to be like an onboarding
like
week or so.
Period. Yeah. Back to school. Cool. That's great. And then also just quickly with the NIOSH, was that something that the Post approached us with, or did we come to that? We did a report and
we pitched it to Chris Mooney at the Washington Post, and it's actually kind of like an awesome model example of how like we could impact journalism and unravel these things, because we found something, brought it to journalists. Journalists have been investigating, interviewing people at the agency. So and we've worked with Chris in the past, so it wasn't just a cold email.
That's cool. That's great. Any updates from the developers, Kevin or Rob?
I can go.
Sure.
So Rob gave some great clarification in the Slack about the stripping formatting. So I worked on a PR to do that. I used a checkbox actually instead of a button so that they could toggle between having the formatting or not. I could demo it real fast if anybody wants to look at it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Live demo. Get ready.
Okay. So can people see my screen? So yeah, it's just this button over here. You can just click it on and off to toggle the styling. And then I had it so that it only worked for it only appeared for the rendered ones. So that's how so if you choose any of the other ones, it just goes away. So they're not confused by it. But I'm not sure if there was anything else like needed to be done.
Have you done any have you done any testing on load time? I guess that seems like maybe the use or one of the uses for that button, right? Maybe I'm wrong.
What do you mean by load time?
Like, does this make that toggling that button make it faster or slower to load depending on?
No.
No.
Basically, what it does, it's just a transform. So whatever's loaded is already there. It's already there. The information's already there, and then when they click the button, it just takes the information that's already there and just like changes it back and forth. I basically just used the code that Rob suggested in the issue, but I didn't see anything. It doesn't slow down anything because it's just using the information that's already there.
Yeah, the only thing performance-wise that it would affect is like it won't change how long it takes to do the diff. It'll change maybe slightly how long it takes. Like it might make it slightly shorter when we're drawing it on screen because it doesn't even try and load any scripts or styles. But that difference is 99% of the time going to be very tiny. And I think this is more about making visible the stuff that tends to be hidden by the formatting.
Yeah.
So when there were those set of diffs where it looked like all the content of the page changed except it was the same, but what actually happened is that a menu moved from above to below, even though it was visually the same. It'll be more obvious if you remove the formatting.
Yeah, that is actually super useful, and sometimes I don't know how much problems we've been having with this recently, but sometimes you have to compare like a deformatted page to a formatted page. So this is totally going to be standardizing, useful to standardize, I think. I didn't mean to suggest that there were any load time issues. My experience with Scanner has been just like, I don't need it to be faster. Like I don't know, it could be faster, but I don't, like, experience wise, I'm not like at all frustrated. Like it's nowhere near Wayback Machine like emotions.
Nice. Yeah, that's great. Thank you, Rob and Kevin. I'm sure the analysts are going to really appreciate this.
Yeah, I just need, like, if Rob can just review the PR when he has some time.
Sweet.
We probably need to push it to staging just in case too, but it was fairly straightforward. I removed.
It is reviewed.
Oh, you did review it?
I clicked the submit button 5 seconds ago.
Okay. Cool.
Live reviews going along.
Awesome.
Great. Any other updates? No.
Not for me. I'm good.
Cool. Rob, you're good? Yeah. Okay. Otherwise, let's see. Dan is running late. We can check him on the Ansible stuff. The system sketch, I got a final sign off from Kevin, and I'll try to add that to the documentation, and then like the README for the UI repo, and maybe we can add that there. And then I think I actually have one more change I want to do to the other system for the backend stuff, and then I'll try to make that change because I was just thinking about it this morning. And then Rob, if you could, when you have a spare cycle, just to take a final look at that, and then I can try to put it into the README as well. That'd be great. Also, I did finally get a chance to make some changes to that health check script I was working on a while back, Rob, but I had some questions to your comments. I pushed the commits and had some questions that I put into the to your comments in the issue. So if you had time to look at it, that'd be great. Otherwise, maybe I can ask Dan to look at it.
Yeah, I'll try and find some time. It's
okay.
Among all the things that I have
yeah.
time to do.
This is pretty, it's not a huge priority, so we can, maybe Dan can look at it too. Then I haven't heard much from GSOC, which is fine. Maybe he's just working away. I feel like we have an open channel to them, so if they have questions, they'll either post them in Slack or submit a PR or whatever. So that's just sort of, I guess, moving along. Otherwise, yeah, that's all I had on my agenda. Anything else that people want to share? No? Cool. All right. Well, thanks everyone, and have a good week. And then we'll take it on our various other channels.
Right.
Totally. Sorry, if you want to just hop on the phone now, that's a good. We can do that.
Yeah. Kevin, did you?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Great. I have a quick question about. Do you have like a timeline on the hiring? Like now that things are starting, do you have a feeling of like?
Once we get that in, I was hoping to have some interviews set up in the next couple of weeks just to pass them around. I mean, we didn't get a ton of people, but like we got a couple nice posts from the Code for Lib, which is this like library focused tech news group. And then I had a friend post some stuff on some women, like private use groups or listservs or what do you want to call them, and got a response there, but not a full application. So there's a little back and forth. I'm trying to encourage her to apply. But once we get that, I think we'll have a few people to look at, and we can sort of see how those applications look, and if we need to start spreading the net a little wider. Because there's some other places I could look. I just was trying to do a little more targeted things first before we sort of go a little more mass.
Cool. Thanks for
Sure,
that.
no problem. Okay, cool. Talk to you later.
Bye, everyone. Good seeing you guys.